Hi, everyone. My name is Catherine Waits, and I'm presenting part 4 of my EAL project. My presentation is titled Nutrition Education for Athletes: How Can We Have the Best Impact? My PICO question asks, in male and female college athletes ages 18 to 23, are targeted social media strategies consisting of nutrition and grocery store education an effective method of increasing the perceived knowledge of dietary effects on athletic performance, encouraging those athletes to make healthier and more varied dietary choices in their free time, and/or improving their desire and ability to cook healthy meals in their homes? Because I am working with athletes in my GA, and because we are going through a pandemic that is causing everything to become more virtual, I felt that this was a valuable topic to study. Just because the world is going more virtual doesn't mean that we as RDs can't still provide the most valuable, evidence-based, and effective information to those seeking it out. It's just a matter of the best way to approach this in our ever-changing technological society. A study was done in Western Australia to determine how many people were using the internet to seek out nutrition information and what type of information they were most interested in finding. We live in a society where information is constantly at our fingertips. This study showed that the percentage of Australians using the internet for nutrition information increased from less than 1% from 1995 to 2001 to 9.1% in 2004, all the way to 33.7% in 2012. The majority of respondents listed quicker ways to prepare healthier foods and ways to find healthier foods as most important. So why did I choose this as my topic? As dietitians, we are the experts and need to provide accurate, relevant nutrition education. If we don't, people will just take the advice of whoever is giving it out online. And as we all know, that advice is often not grounded in evidence or science. Learning which method and information is most useful will make us more effective and respected, especially as we move towards an increasingly virtual world. For what setting is this most valuable? In my opinion, this information is valuable to any dietitian entering the workforce, whether it be a clinical, community, or private practice setting. Knowing what information people are most interested in can only help us better relate to our future patients and clients and have the most effect on their health and wellness. In this case, however, it is tailored to the collegiate athlete population. Is more information really better, though, or are we just adding to the confusion? According to the Western Australia study, the general population is bombarded with misleading or inaccurate nutrition messages. So what are the perks to providing information online? Lower cost to provide and access the information. We can reach a lot more people through online channels who might not take the time to seek out one-on-one help. It gives us the ability to tailor information to the specific audience we are targeting, more so than print or any other older methods of education do. It also provides interactivity with the audience we are trying to reach. To find my sources, I performed online searches using Google Scholar and PubMed. I tried to find research studies performed on collegiate athletes first. I also tried to find studies that show the value of using a specific educational method to reach athletes. The last thing I looked for was a study to show the value of working with a sports RD versus not working with one. While most of the studies were primarily observational or used small sample sizes, I found two good studies that I used for this project. The first one was Class D, negative and primary. The second one was Class D, positive and primary. The second study used a much larger sample size than the first one, so I believe the information might be slightly more generalizable to the larger population of collegiate athletes. The first study I found is called Tweeting for Nutrition: Feasibility and Efficacy Outcomes of a 6-week social media-based nutrition education intervention. For this study, they created a Twitter account for participants to join. And from this account, they tweeted out nutrition education posts and measured interaction from the participants throughout the study. The results of the study were that participants had increased nutrition knowledge, decreased fat intake, and decreased BMI after completing the study. The second study I found is called Gender Differences and Access to a Sports Dietitian Influence Dietary Habits of Collegiate Athletes. The aim of this study was to reveal differences in male and female athletes with access to a sports RD, and also to reveal the effect of a sports RD when he or she is used as the sole source of nutrition information. In this study, 383 participants from 10 different collegiate sports took a 15-minute survey on dietary habits, especially nutrient periodization. The results of the second study showed that athletes that reported using a sports RD as their sole source of nutrition education had better understanding of nutrient periodization and had healthier dietary habits overall. It also showed that males had significantly higher intake of alcohol and fast food. So this could impact how we might try to reach male athletes versus female athletes in the future. In conclusion, the evidence showed that working with a sports RD improved the nutrition knowledge of collegiate athletes compared to athletes who did not work with one. It also showed that interaction, even through social media, resulted in improved anthropometric markers and nutrition knowledge. There are a couple of important takeaways from this project for me. First of all, our goal as dietitians is to reach the most people with the best information that can help them lead healthier lives. When working with student athletes, you have the added challenge of trying to work within tight and often hectic schedules. You also have the challenge of competing with a lot of other sources of nutrition knowledge that they may have already found on their own and put into practice. We have to make sure that our information is accurate and easily accessible to athletes in order for them to get the most benefit out of it. So yes, I would apply this knowledge in my work with collegiate athletes. It is safe to assume that a focus on strategic social media posts can lead to athletes having better knowledge and improved dietary habits. Especially during this pandemic, it is important that we provide student athletes with easily accessible tips on how to find healthy options and how to make quick, healthy recipes at home. Here are my references, and thank you for listening.